It will be how fast you adapt, how deeply you know yourself, you know your calling, you know your purpose, and how wisely you use technology for your adaptability and for your purpose. In today's video, I am breaking down the top 3 personal development areas that will set you apart in 2026 and how to start building them right now. Let's start with adaptive skills, the foundation of personal growth in 2026 and beyond. The truth is that the shelf life of skills is shrinking. What we learned 5 years ago might already be obsolete, might already be outdated. With accelerating change, especially in artificial intelligence, automation, digital transformation, the key isn't just what you know, but how you adapt to the changes. For example, the Udemy 2026 Skills Trend Report highlights adaptive skills as what really separates those who succeed and those who struggle and fall behind. As one Forbes article puts, human centric skills like creativity, empathy, and leadership are becoming more valuable than ever in 2026. So, the winners in 2026 will be those who can unlearn and relearn quickly. So, what can you do? Have a skill adaptation plan for 2026. Adaptive skills mean 3 things: curiosity, the habit of asking what's changing instead of fearing the change; continuous learning, continuous improvement. In the financial market, they use dollar cost averaging. You add money continuously so it grows. Bottom line. So, continuous learning, taking small, consistent steps every week to upgrade your knowledge. And adapt. And flexibility is key, not being locked into one way of thinking or working. Several years ago, I wrote a book. I'll share the link. It's Creative Thinking for Problem Solving. I used personal life experiences because the creative thinking wasn't really taught as creative thinking. Creative thinking was taught as something abstract in theory, like marshmallow example, marshmallow challenge. But creativity is a lot more than that. So in my life, in my career as an engineer, manager, entrepreneur, university faculty, I use creative thinking for problem solving. And that's part of the curiosity and continuous learning process. That cannot be replaced by technology. That's you, that stays with you, the creative thinking process. It's not magic, it's a method. We'll talk more about that. For example, as part of your skill adaptation plan for 2026, instead of learning to master every new AI tool, learn how to learn new tools fast. Build your learning muscle. Here is an action plan that you can try for 30 days. Pick one skill you want to improve, not for your job, but for your future self. That might help with your job, but it's something that you care about, that fits your purpose, that you want to learn. Then spend 15 minutes a day learning it. That habit will compound faster than you think, and use creative thinking in the process. Before moving on to the next skill set for personal development, let's contemplate on the 2 studies published by Udemy and also Forbes magazine. High level, it talks about creativity and personal development like leadership. Those are human centric. They belong to you. You cannot replace them. So those are the keys in 2026 and beyond. Many years ago, as an engineer, I realized that learning to design and coming up with great ideas is not enough. I have to know how to present it, how to share that, how to communicate, how to lead people to convince what it is that I'm designing, that how it's going to help them. And I put together a book back then about public speaking. And I learned that public speaking is not just about speaking, it's a lot more than that. It reveals your style, your passion. It gives you a lot more than speaking. And therefore, it's because it's human-centric, it stays with you. And second book I published after working as an engineer, entrepreneur, university faculty, I realized that creative thinking is the key to many success. Creative thinking is what people really use, but they cannot explain how they used it, especially the inventors, because it's not taught in academic systems like the way we understand creative thinking. You understand creative thinking as like a marshmallow challenge, but is it it? There's a lot more than that. Creative thinking is presented as something abstract, something that's in theory. However, creative thinking is really a method. It's not a magic, it's a method, but the result is magical. And I put together this book several years ago, documenting the creative thinking story that I have utilized in my skill sets over and over again with success, great success. And I published this book. It's on Amazon. I'll share the link. I did not do any podcast or any promotion. I wrote it because at that point I thought that it's something that's needed. Everybody can use this and it should be used. Once I learned it, I put it in practice. So if I think about it, both books, these are from several years ago, not today. Those articles are talking about this, really, the human-centric element of you, which is the empathy, the creativity, the leadership and communication skills. Those are part of you, and those are going to be the key in 2026. Now let's go deeper, because all the learning in the world won't matter if you are not grounded in who you are. As external things shift, jobs, AI, environment, internal anchors become more important. Purpose, resilience, self-awareness. For instance, the Inner Development Goals Foundation, IDG, framework emphasizes inner development as key for sustainable futures. Also, with trends showing more emphasis on well-being, mental health, and holistic growth, a lot of personal development will lean into who am I? What is my purpose? What am I here for? Rather than just what can I do? The second area for personal development is therefore inner work, finding your purpose, building resilience, and increasing self-awareness, which then supports your first goal, which is for adaptability. If you like what you have seen so far and want to start working on your sustainable personal development in 2026 and beyond, you can take a self-assessment by requesting it through the link in the description below or by leaving a comment. I also invite you to participate in the workshop I'll be hosting as a practitioner and implementer of the concepts discussed in this video. The third area of personal development in 2026 is the mindful use of technology, especially AI, which is not only changing work, but also how we learn and how we grow personally. That means personal development in 2026 can involve how you use your technology to grow, how you manage technology, how you remain human in a digital world. Use it to support your purpose and mission and adaptability rather than getting overwhelmed. When you use it to support your purpose, your adaptability, it will help you to stay focused. Making sure you stay the driver, not the user. You stay the driver of the uses, not the passive user. Here is a challenge. Audit your tech use for 1 week and ask, does this app serve me in my mission and self-development or distract me from my focus? There you have it, the 3 personal development pillars for 2026. Adaptability, the ability to learn fast. Adapt, flexibility. Inner work, the ability to know yourself, know your calling, know your mission, know your purpose. And mindful use of technology, the ability to stay human in a digital world and use the technology for your adaptability and inner work, your mission. Start with one comment below. Which of these do you want to work on this year? And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe, hit like, share it with someone building their 2026 plan, and subscribe for insights on creativity, growth, and real world success. Other links described in the video are in the description below. Remember, the future doesn't reward perfection, it rewards progress. All the best.